Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. Stripped of his home, his titles, and what's left of his dignity, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is a prince in exile. Behind the closed doors of his new, more modest life, a storm of fury is reportedly brewing. Shrouded in darkness, the scandal-hit former royal was whisked away from his grand Windsor home in early February 2026, forced into a new, isolated existence. This is the story of how the disgraced royal is reportedly unraveling, from his anger over being forced from his lavish home to his rage at the ultimate humiliation, a future he can no longer control. How did it come to this? And what does it reveal about the future of the monarchy? Before we dive into the shocking details of Andrew's exile and his shattered delusions of grandeur, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our deep dives into the stories the palace doesn't want you to know. For 23 years, Prince Andrew lived a life of unimaginable luxury at Royal Lodge, a sprawling, 30-room mansion near Windsor Castle. It was the gilded cage from which he weathered years of scandal. But in early 2026, that cage was finally opened. Following an order from his brother, King Charles, Andrew was evicted. The move, reportedly hastened by the release of yet more damning documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, was quiet and unceremonious. One night, under the cover of darkness, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor left his palace-like home for good, whisked away to begin a new life in Norfolk. His new, temporary home is Wood Farm, a 5-bedroom cottage on the vast Sandringham estate. It's a comfortable home, certainly, and was once the chosen retirement residence of his father, Prince Philip. But it is a world away from the grandeur of Royal Lodge. And it's only a temporary stop. Once renovations are complete, his permanent home will be the even more modest Marsh Farm, a brick house that he must now call home. For a man defined by privilege, this move is not just a change of address. It is a public and undeniable demotion. He is no longer a senior royal at the heart of the monarchy. He is an outcast, tucked away on a remote corner of his brother's private estate. This humiliating exile wasn't a sudden event, but the brutal climax of a crisis that has been escalating for years. The name Jeffrey Epstein will forever be tied to Andrews, but it was the now infamous BBC Newsnight interview in 2019 that truly lit the fuse on his public life. His bizarre and unbelievable explanations, mentioning a trip to Pizza Express and an apparent inability to sweat, were met with global ridicule and disgust. He claimed he had ceased contact with Epstein in 2010, a claim later contradicted by re-emerged emails. The interview was a catastrophe, forcing him to step back from public duties. The situation went from bad to worse. In 2022, facing a civil sexual abuse case in the U.S. from Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre, he settled out of court for a reported multi-million-dollar sum, while admitting no wrongdoing. In response, his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, took the painful step of stripping him of his military titles and royal patronages. It was a stunning rebuke, but the final, decisive blow came from his own brother. In late October 2025, King Charles III, with the reported backing of Prince William, initiated the formal process to strip Andrew of everything that was left. On November 3, 2025, it was made official through a letters patent, a centuries-old royal decree. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor would no longer be entitled to the style of Royal Highness or the title of Prince. The man born a prince, who once stood second in line to the throne, had been formally cast out, his birthright effectively erased by his own brother. What pushed King Charles to take such a final, unprecedented step against his own brother? The answer lies in a flood of new documents released by the U.S. Department of Justice in early 2026. These weren't just rehashed old news. They contained shocking new information and sordid photographs that made Andrew's position utterly untenable. Perhaps most damaging were emails suggesting that while acting as the UK's trade envoy, Andrew may have shared confidential government information with the convicted sex offender. The revelations sent shockwaves through the UK. Thames Valley Police confirmed they were assessing the new information, and the Director of Public Prosecutions stated bluntly that nobody is above the law. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, representing the King and Prince William, issued separate statements expressing their profound concern for the victims of abuse. The family was drawing a clear line in the sand, distancing themselves completely. In a striking statement, the palace said that if approached by police, they stand ready to support them. Stripped of his titles, evicted from his home, and shunned by many, one might expect a period of quiet reflection. Instead, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is said to be struggling to grasp the new reality. His continued public appearances, like riding his horse in Windsor Great Park just before his eviction, were seen by some royal insiders as a sign of his failure to grasp the severity of the situation. This apparent disconnect has reportedly caused concern within the royal family itself. While fully supporting his father's actions, Prince William is also understood to be troubled by his uncle's psychological well-being. Sources have described Andrew as unstable and losing his grip, a man divorced from the world as it truly is. He still reportedly sees himself as an innocent man who has been wronged, a victim of circumstance rather than the author of his own destruction. This apparent delusion, this rage against the dying of his own perceived importance, paints a tragic picture of a man in freefall, clinging to the phantom vestiges of a life he has single-handedly destroyed. What do you think of this latest chapter in the downfall of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor? Is this a fitting end for the disgraced royal, or is the monarchy's handling of the situation telling of deeper issues? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this analysis insightful, please give the video a like and share it with someone who needs to know the real story. From a 30-room palace to a humble farmhouse. From His Royal Highness Prince Andrew to simply Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The fall has been absolute. His exile to Sandringham is more than a change of scenery. It's a carefully orchestrated banishment designed to protect the institution of the monarchy from his toxic legacy. Yet, even in his isolation, the story is not over.